Oh boy. Well, I was hoping to make it back in time to do a better job of this. But we're here. I noticed that there's not much left to the play. This is one of the few matches that still has play going on. But I did want to check in. And more importantly, I wanted to take a look at where all of the matches stood at the halfway point so that we'll have some idea about what's happening tomorrow. And also do this live so that, people can pull up this however long stream it's going to be, 10 minutes or something, and get that done. But I'm back. So apologies again that I had to cut stream short today. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, blah, 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 we're going to be live for the entire day, all 4 sets. I do have a couple of guest commentators that are confirmed for the next few days. Hey, Koopa. What's going on here? We are catching the tail end of the Hammond against Simpson match. Or not the match, just day 1. It looks like Hammond's off to a comfortable lead. They got one more board to play in this room. So 3 spades making for a 6-imp win. And on this last hand, North-South got to 3-no in the other room. A bit of an exciting contract. Looks like 6 diamonds makes on the North-South cards. I mean, it's not the prettiest of contracts to end up in, but 2 clubs go away on the Ace-King of Spades, and both red suit finesses are on. Don't believe that's where they're going to end up. But Rodwell will have some decisions to make over a no trump. Most players will play like a 3-spade bid or 3-heart bid, depending on what it is, shows exactly 1, 3, 5, 4. So Rodwell wouldn't do that with this hand type. But, I mean, he has choices, right? Like, you could transfer to diamonds and show spade shortness, which might be what he ends up going with, and I think would be a popular choice for this type of hand. Possibly North will just sign off and 3-no over that. Oh yeah, they're precision players, so 1 no trump is 14-16. I was going to comment on how North has a pretty bad 14 count, but in a precision context, I think it's kind of automatic to open at a no trump. Playing 15-17, you would not want to be upgrading that North hand. So 3 clubs, 3 diamonds. We'll probably see 3 spades. Or maybe 3 hearts shows spade shortness. A bit of a clever little addition that many players will play. Doubles are just natural in these situations, and it's much less likely that an opponent would want to double 3 hearts naturally for a heart lead than 3 spades for a spade lead. To counter that, you should probably invert your double meaning. So double here should probably ask for leading the shortness. Against no trump, that is. Like if they get to 3-no, then you probably want to lead the spade suit quite often on this type of an auction. I will say that North's decision is not trivial over 3 hearts showing spade shortness. A lot of players might look at North's hand and be like, well, I have the spades covered, so that's great. But he does have a lot of quick tricks as well as some diamond support. So North might be potentially worried about losing, 4 club tricks and a diamond in no trump. Maybe it's hard to construct a layout where 5 diamonds is going to be better than 3-no. It is good to know, though, that around this time every day, all of the matches will be concluded. So that's useful for the future. Any idea what three spades is by North? I don't know. Now, this is a first-time partnership, I think. So it's possible that North-South might not be on the same page. I mean, what would I play three spades as in this auction? I would play it as like a good hand with diamonds. But maybe that's not what it should be. You have 4 clubs and 4 diamonds to show that hand type. So maybe 3 spades should be like, I have a spade stopper, but I'm still willing to play in 5 diamonds if your hand is unsuitable opposite just 1 spade stopper. You know, like imagine North has ace third of spades. Then he could bid 3 spades with a hand like that and be like, well, I do have spades stopped. So if that's really all you need for us to make 9 tricks and no trump, then let's do it. But otherwise, yeah, and so that's probably what Rodwell thinks is going on with the 3 spade bid. So he does bid 5 diamonds. It's not going to cost them any amps because the other table made 630 and no trump. And it turns out that 5 diamonds make 6 with both red hooks on side. King of Clubs will present Declare with a bit of a scare, though. We get watch Rodwell, yeah, for like 1 hand. And then I do believe this is the last match, but we will take a look at the final scores for the 4 quarters. I don't think I looked at any of them coming in. But Hammond, who is the lower seed? Higher seed? I don't know. Hammond is leading in this match. I think I expected both Hammond and Simpson to lose in the round of 16. That was my prediction. So one of those predictions is not going to come true. I mean, maybe Declare only takes 11 tricks on this hand. Koopa says he might not take the heart finesse. I think he's much more likely to reject the diamond finesse. Because, so I mean, one line of play, right, would be to win the ace of clubs. There's a couple of lines of play. Ace of clubs, heart to the ace, pitch 2 hearts and take a diamond hook. That's one plan. Which is going to make any time the diamond king is on side. But we can also make any time the heart king is on side, or small extra chance the king of diamonds comes down singleton. So Declare could play ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and now if the king of diamonds falls, we have hand re-entries to pitch a couple of clubs, try the heart finesse for an over trick later. And if the diamond king doesn't fall, we can fall back on the heart finesse working, because then we can lose. Well, I mean, it's a little complicated because we're going to need hearts 4-3, because we'll play the queen of hearts, it doesn't get covered. We play the jack of hearts, it doesn't get covered. We still need to get back to North's hand to pitch a couple of clubs on the ace king of spades. Yeah, the risk of 5-2 hearts does cause a bit of a problem, but maybe is a little bit more likely than like maybe the singleton king of diamonds is a little bit more likely than hearts being 5-2. I'm not sure. I mean, mathematically, they're fairly close. I wonder what Declare is going to go with. I think there's like there's a small inference that maybe the King of Hearts is onside, or that West is more likely to have any missing high cards, given that East has led the King of Clubs. Like, obviously, the more high card values East has, the more likely it is that he's going to be able to overcall a no trump. So, King, Queen of Clubs, King of Hearts, King of Diamonds. It's not as if you have to overcall with 11 high card points, but there are some hands where East would do it. We're not talking like a large percentage chance or percentage discrepancy, but it's probably something like 52-48 for West to have any missing high card after the King of Clubs lead. Maybe 51-49. I mean, either way, it's a little bit offset from the 50-50 chance at the start of the hand. And yeah, you're right. He can't get it wrong. Okay, you know what? Let's get out of here. There's no way Declare goes down in 5 diamonds. No one clip that. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. So, after 4 sets. Okay, this is... I mean, we kind of talked about this, that Leibowitz was down early, having lost both of the first 2 segments. They're now up by 12, but that means that the match is pretty close. So they were able to pick up a massive win in the 3rd set. 4th segment, much tamer, I guess, in terms of results. Fleischer has continued to dominate. I mean, you could say that Petrov has stemmed the bleeding in the 4th set, but they still lost it. So they've lost all 4 segments in this match so far. They're down by 133. This is a match we could definitely see a concession happening. The match we were watching earlier, Rosenthal-Ballison. Rosenthal has opened up a bit of a lead after they had a little bit of a scary second quarter. They managed to right the ship. They won by 7 and then 17. So they're now up by 42. Bramley against Shearson. I thought this match was going to be a bit of a blowout, but Shearson has made it a lot closer than I was expecting at the start. They're currently down 49, but they did have a bit of a sign of life in that second segment of play. Bailey against Robinson. So this is the match that I guess it was a little bit strange going in because I had Robinson marked as a potential dark horse. I think a lot due to the Finn Klesnik-Ishtelmonte partnership, who could have an amazing set, but they also might defend 3 or declare 3 no trump redoubled and go down 3. So, which happened. But yeah, Bailey is actually doing quite well. One of the things that I had been concerned about with them was Josh Don playing in 2 separate partnerships with 2 separate sponsors on the team. But it looks like he's managed to have some pretty nice cards. I mean, if we take out the second segment, Robinson would be doing just great. But, you can't just throw out a 15 board set of play because it's an outlier in the match. You do gain those 59 imps, and Bailey needs them. They're currently up by 34. But we'll see if they can stem the bleeding, because Robinson had a good start and has mostly kept things level the other sets. Hamming against Simpson. So it looks like Simpson is the higher seed and Hammond's the lower seed. Hammond currently has a 29 imp lead in that match. And then Juicer against Goo. So if I had a set where 2 teams were expected to lose, at least in my opinion, I think I picked Juicer and Goo to both win, which obviously can't happen since they're playing against each other. Close match. Juicer has 31 imps, but is this the highest scoring match? 156 to 125, so that's 281. No, Fleischer has more. Rosenthal, Ballison has 300 combined. But this is a lot of imps. Both teams having scored over 100 is a big deal. Okay, well, we've taken a look. I mean, predictions now for day 2. Leibowitz is in for a scare. Maybe we'll check them out tomorrow. I know a lot of people come here to see Gavin, and maybe we will watch Gavin for the entirety of day 2 as well. But I would like to watch matches that are close. I mean, Rosenthal is somewhat close, 42 imps, but they seem to be handily winning against Ballison, although that match is a lot closer than I would have expected. Fleischer, I think they're going to cruise. This is going to be an exciting match. I would expect Leibowitz to win, mostly just because Leibowitz has been here before. I don't know about the Han team, but they're playing four-handed. It's true that they're a little bit fresher now than they would be if they had already played 5 days in this event. Then I would say the stamina is going to get to them, and they'll definitely topple off towards the end of the match. But still, it's a little bit draining to play every single board against quite a strong team in Leibowitz. Rosenthal, I do expect to win. Bramley, I do expect to win, although this match is a lot closer than I would have expected as well. Robinson and Bailey is shocking to me. I'm going to predict the Bailey win. I don't know if you call it an upset, but I am going to predict Bailey to win at this point. I mean, it doesn't look like Robinson is putting together a lot of strong sets themselves. Like this third and fourth segment where the sponsor is sitting out. Or, wait a second. We just saw Robinson and am I missing someone? Oh, we weren't watching this match. Sorry, we were watching Simpson-Hammond. Yeah, so I don't know what the seating arrangement is. But if the sponsor was sitting out for these last couple of segments, that does not bode well for Robinson going into tomorrow. They're going to have to make some adjustments to their strategy because scoring a combined total of like 30-some imps with a sponsor out when you're fielding your front four is not going to make up a 34 imp deficit on the second day. Hammond against Simpson. Hard to predict. Hammond had a really big third quarter, but otherwise Simpson was doing okay in the match. Feels like maybe Hammond is out in front by enough at this point that they're going to pull through. And then Juicer against Gu. I'm going to call the comeback. Just for my boy Ron Smith, that Gu is going to make the comeback happen, overtake Juicer, and end up winning the match. Actually, this might be a terrible prediction. They've lost every single segment up to this point. But it's only 31 imps, and there's a lot of imps that have been scored. I think it's going to happen. So those are my predictions for day 2. All right. That is probably going to wrap up the stream for now. I have a lot of post-stream work to try and schedule some people to do commentary with me. That'll be fun. But we will be here for the full 10-ish hours tomorrow. I might take a break for lunch, or we might do something during the lunch break. Oh, speaking of, I would like to create a trailer for my big video. That big video done. The whole thing about Stamen and 4-4 in the majors with as responder with Weekend, finished. I have a little bit of editing to do, post-production, but we are ready to dump that onto the YouTube channel. But I would like to hype it up a little bit, and so my plan is to make a short, very short, animated trailer, maybe 30 seconds or something, that we're going to watch together on stream, hopefully tomorrow. If I can finish it tonight, then we'll do it tomorrow. Otherwise, we might do it on Friday. but then I will release the full video over the weekend, and it's going to be super hype. It is an awesome video. I have huge approval from Kurt, who makes YouTube videos for millions of viewers as a full-time living. He says it's great, so take that for what it's worth. And yeah, it'll be super good when it comes out. But anyway, those are all the announcements. So thanks for tuning in and hanging out today. Reminder, this was like not the norm for days, and I will try and get a little bit of a better setup so that we can take a look at hey, Pajama Man, thanks so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. I apologize that you missed much of the stream today, but I will be here for the entirety of the month. And of course, since these are recorded, you'll be able to see it on YouTube on the live stream tab whenever you want in the future. So you can go back and check out the VODs from that. But do appreciate the support. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I will be back again tomorrow. The plan is to start a little bit before the round start time, so probably about the same time as we did today, which would be 11:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the US. Take care. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you all next